What would you have done?
I wanted to bat, but I mean, yesterday we fell short by 8 runs, and you see today the team chasing got over the line, and hopefully we can reshoot them to a low total as possible and come out and
win in your favor. What is key for you to win here today?
I mean, we need to execute well and just keep things simple, and hopefully we can get these 2 points today.
All right, any changes to your team?
No, we're playing the same team as yesterday.
All right, all the best to you. Thanks. And there you have it. Miles Bascom won the toss again, and he said that he's going to have a proper rematch, and he's opted to bat first.
Thank you very much, Stacey. And here with me in the commentary box is National, Windward Islands and Western East pacer Dighton Butler. We just saw the highest successful run chase of the tournament thus far, and Miles Bascom, he's won the toss, he's elected to bat. What do you make of that decision?
Well, I think from Miles' point of view, it is a situation where if it is not broken, why change it, you know? He has been batting first mostly in this tournament, and they are on a good roll. You know, I think they are somewhere at the top of the table up there. And I'm sure that he is thinking that with the likes of Ray Jordan, yeah, he's second at the moment. With the likes of Ray Jordan in his bowling attack, if he continue to put decent totals on the board in excess of 100, that he's backing, you know, his bowlers with Ray Jordan, Rashid Fredericks and Shaquille Brown, all these guys to come and defend it.
Excellent. So we will be back shortly with live action here in match number 20 of the Dream 11 VPL 3.0 from the Ashes. We'll be back.
Hear them show spirit high. Bring your fight, bring your friends. Come out hard to defend it. From the ashes to the stadium, we be out. Season. From the ashes to the stadium, we be out. Season. Hey. Season. As we rise up each day, it's the game of the people. Come on, let's play. Bring your fight, bring your friends. Come out hard to defend. Whoa, whoa, whoa. From the ashes to the stadium, VPL, season. From the ashes to the stadium, VPL, season. With their hearts and their soul, they're not giving up, no. That's that God will collide. Hear them show spirit high. Bring your fight, bring your friends. Come out hard to defend it. Whoa, whoa. From the ashes to the stadium, we be out. Season. From the ashes to the stadium, we be out. Season. Hey. Season. VPL. Season.
Welcome back to the Arnoldville playing field for match number 20 of the Dream 11 VPL 2.0. This is Alanson Cruikshank, and here with me here is Cricket West Indies umpire and former West Indies pacer Dighton Butler, where we have the 4 Charlotte strikers coming up against the Grenadian Divers, and the 2 opening batsmen for the strikers, Captain Miles Bascom and Cosmos Haksha. They are striding out to the crease. And a good day again to you, Dighton.
Yeah, good day, Alanson. Good day again to our viewers. And definitely this is what you call a proper rematch. You know, 4 Charlotte strikers, they're batting first as well as they did yesterday. And the Grenadian Divers fielding first. But I'm sure, you know, the Grenadian Divers, they have a very experienced coach in Ian Allen, you know, who would have coached for a long time at the regional level, or even coached the West Indies A team. I'm sure he would have gone back to the drawing board last night and look at some of the things that they did not do well when they actually were in the field. And they will be coming this afternoon and looking to correct those errors and be a bit more tighter and try and restrict that final total.
Absolutely, and we're just waiting for the time to take over. The start time is 1:45, so just a few seconds to play with. Opening the bowling for the Grenadian Divers will be Captain Asif Hooper. So captain to captain, force up. A man at log on and a deep mid wicket. So a very important matchup here between the 2 captains, force up. Butsy.
Yeah, we saw yesterday in Asif's second over, he came in for some beating from Miles, because he had a look for the first over, see what he was looking to do, and he took the attack to him in the second over. So let's see how he's gonna go this time around.
Shortish outside off stump, beaten there. Looking for the cut shot was Miles, no one out on the outside boundary.
Immediately you see Asif has shortened his length a bit from what he did yesterday, and he's angling that ball back into Miles, not giving him any width or any length for him to get under.
Punches this one in the gap. Very good work done by the fielder there at mid-off.
This is really lovely cricket. Another decent delivery by Asif. Back of a length, angling into Miles Bascom, tucking him up, but Miles presenting a vertical bat and punching that one wide of the man at cover. But the fielder there at mid-off diving to his left and making a really good save and saving what I think is 3 runs. Good cricket indeed.
So Haksha comes in to strike for the first time. He has been given the role of opening the batting in the last few games and has come out with a lot of intent at the top of the order. Let's see if he does the same today. Turns it on the onside, there's no run.
Haksha is a very no-nonsense batsman. He looks to get on with it from the start. So let's see how he's going to approach it.
Looking for the single there again, but straight to Richie Richards. So still 1 without loss after 4 deliveries in the first over.
It's good to see Haksha is looking to feel a few balls in his bat still though.
Very good shot. That one was in the gap. Shortish, and it was splendidly played just in front of point for 4.
Yeah, Haksha is showing strong wrist. He just roll his wrist, through that ball and get it into the gap, bisecting the man at cover and the man at point. And good batting by Haksha. Actually giving himself a chance, looking to really get himself in.
Appeal there by the bowler Hooper, but seemed to have pitched outside the leg stump, so shouldn't be given out. So 5 without loss after the first over. Haksha not out on 4, Bascom on 1. Sedate start, but very importantly, they haven't lost a wicket just yet.
Well, what you will see from this opening pair is that Miles will be looking to drop the ball and get those singles, getting Haksha on strike, and Haksha has been given the license, so to speak, to get in the score, playing the big shots and pushing on the scoreboard. Miles has been looking to bat deep into the inning and control the innings, and that is what has given them the opportunity to get beyond 100.
So Kevin Abraham will be bowling from the backward end, as is the custom for the Grenadian Divers. Short delivery, not capitalized on by Bascom, gets a single as Javid Williams comes off the mid-wicket bunker to do the fielding.
Miles will be thinking that he missed out there, and that forced delivery, a short ball, and he would have been looking to get a bit more bat on that and getting at least a boundary. But nonetheless, he was able to rotate the strike and bring the left-handed Haksha into strike, hitting with the wind.
And as you said, he has hit that with the wind over mid-wicket for 6. Shortest delivery dispatched by Haksha.
Yeah, this is what we come to expect from Haksha. Those short deliveries, he's going to dispatch them. He's a very tall batsman, but he tends to get really low on these deliveries and punish them. So good batting by Haksha. He's going to be looking to maximize hitting with the wind once Kevin Abraham misses his length. Whether he's too short or if he's too full, Haksha is going to be looking to punction him.
So good start by the strikers in this over. They're 12 without loss now after 8 deliveries. So they're going at 9 runs and over currently. And let's see how Abraham responds to Haksha in this delivery. Dead ball. It's quite windy here, so that might be messing a little bit with some of the bowlers as they approach. This one is flat batted down to long on. Fielder does the gathering there. Barnum keeps it to a single. 13 without loss after 1.3.
That's more the line and the length that Abraham will be looking to bowl to Haksha. Just on about outside that off stump.
Strike rotated there by Bascom, so it's in keeping what you said his role would be, especially in the early overs, is giving as much of the strike to Haksha, who will be taking the initiative to the bowlers.
Yes, all in Miles' role is to cut down the dot balls and rotate the strike.
It's beaten outside the off stump on that occasion, Haksha.
Yes, so that's more the line that he will be looking to bowl. Haksha will want to hit with the wind, over long on mid-wicket area.
Turns this one behind square on the onside, but it's straight to the man at short 5 legs. So after the second over, the 4 Charlotte strikers are 14 without loss. Not a bad start so far, Butsy.
Not a bad start, a very sedate start by the strikers. This is going to be a very cagey game. The strikers, they're going to be looking to go about there and setting a total. Looking to put away bad balls, rotating the strike. And then you have to try and increase the scoring rate as much as possible.
So, Captain Hooper is back for his second over. It has been the habit so far of this team for Hooper and Abraham to bowl out the power play.
Well, from observation in the tournament so far, Abraham has been going for a lot of runs in his second over.
This one is beaten outside the off stump. This one was bowled a little slower than he usually does.
Yes, so I won't be surprised if Captain Asif pull him out the attack after that one over, but Asif is bowling well here.
And this one has been struck high, hard and far for 6 by Miles Bascom over long on.
And this is truly a rematch. Okay, this is exactly what happened yesterday. Miles having a look at Asif first over, and the second over that Asif bowled at him, he hit those long balls straight back. So let's see how Asif is going to respond, what he's going to do to counteract this attack by Miles Bascom, Captain Miles Bascom.
This time he cuts. Almost a collision there between the two batsmen as they were crossing between the wickets. Single taken, 21 without loss after 2.3.
Again, Miles continue to rotate the strike, cutting out the dot balls. And what we are seeing from the better organized teams in terms of their batting, they are batting the least dot balls in the tournament so far.
So beaten there just outside the off stump. Hooper angling that one across him. This one is popped up in the air and it's an easy catch for the man at short mid wicket. Braxy Brown, 21 for 1. Important wicket there, big strike by Captain Hooper.
A good wicket for the divers. Haksha can be very destructive if he spends time at the crease. What we saw there with Hakshay, he was looking to turn that one just a bit too fine. So he closed the face of the bat too early. He would have been better advised to just punch that one, looking to punch that one down to the long on area and just rotate the strike. He was trying to turn it a lot too fine.
As we see there in the replay, just as you said, he was looking to turn it just a bit too fine. And there he was caught. The new batsman is Seal Roy Williams, talented youngster. What do you think should be his approach as he comes to join his captain out in the crease here? But see, after this delivery, you can comment. Driven, that one stung the hand there of Asif. And he's a very remonstrative person on the field, so you don't have to know. You know, you don't have to think too hard to know what is going through his mind at the best of times. So you need some treatment on that one that was struck very hard by Miles.
Yeah, that one was struck very, very hard by Miles. And immediately Asif is heading straight off the field towards the physio's room. It means that he's in a bit of trouble because Asif is a very tough player. You know, he takes a lot of knock on the field. So to see him heading there, you will know that he's in some problem. But let's hope that, you know, for his sake, for his team's sake, and for the tournament and those who are viewing that, you know, that is not anything too serious, that he can bat, because he is in a good bit of form, and his team will need him when they get their turn to bat, and his leadership is very important out there as well.
So as you correctly predicted, Boxy, you could see that Abraham has been removed from the bowling. He's been replaced by another off spinner, this time Richie Richardson, in for the fourth over. And this one, he gets a shortish delivery, flat bats it over mid-off. Good shot. He had his room there to free his arms.
Yes, I was just going to tell you that I'll be expecting Sealroy to remain positive. And Miles, this is what the experience that we were talking about in the previous game is where it is important. And Miles will be giving specific instructions how you need to approach. If the ball is not there to hit, to rotate the strike as well.
This one is a better length delivery and a tighter line, not giving him the width that he had on the previous one, and he doesn't score. Width again, this one punched through the extra cover region, coming close to the boundary. Oh, that was a good job by Javid, but it seems that it just ricocheted off his feet and went into the ropes, so that's 4 runs, or at least it should be. No signal there. We're seeing the replay now. And he's bowled. Such an anticlimactic event there. So he's bowled. This one has been chopped on by Williams as he was looking to flat bat that one again. A repeat of the shot that he played of the previous delivery. Butler.
Yes, I'm sure young Williams will be disappointed with that bit of execution. It was a ball that he really could have scored off, but the execution was not what it should have been, and he definitely paid the price.
As you see the replay there, coming off the bottom edge and back onto the stumps. So the new batsman is Gideon Pope. He comes in a lot earlier than he has so far in the tournament. So he has the entire, well, about the better part of 7 overs to bat. So let's see how he approaches it as opposed to when he has come in with just a few deliveries left so far in the tournament.
Yes, Gideon getting a chance to come out a lot earlier today. Still in the power play. Probably the first time he might have came in to bat while the power play is still on. So his role is going to be slightly different today than the cameos that he has been playing late in the inning.
This one is off the inside edge, you get a single. So almost a chop on again.
Yeah, almost chopping that one onto his thumbs. He looks like he's going to still look to be aggressive, but I'm sure that, with still 6 overs remaining after this one, he will be better off to get himself in and play a little bit more for longer innings.
Sweep shot attempted there by Bascom. Let's wait for the signal. There's a signal, so a judge runs by umpire Graves. 29 for 2 after 4 overs. So that's the end of the power play. And the 4 Charlotte strikers, they are 29 for 2. Which of the 2 teams will be happier at this point, Botsy?
Well, I'm sure the 4 Charlotte, they will be disappointed that they have lost those 2 wickets. I'm not sure that they will be too disappointed with the runs of 29, because we have seen previous games that they would have played where they only got like 24 off the power play.
So the 2 batsmen dismissed, Hackshaw and Williams. And bowling for the Grenadine Divers, we had Hooper, who bowled 2 overs, 1 for 12. He's off the field, getting treatment, so hopefully all is well. And 1 wicket to Richie Richards off his solitary over for 8 runs. The wickets fell at 21 and 27.
Yeah, we see Captain Asif is back out on the field, and that's a good sign. He's back on the field. That's great to see.
Good delivery. Played respectfully there by Miles.
And the previous 2 games, we would have seen Brown, fast bowler Brown, really hitting some good areas. He running in hard and hitting the pitch hard. So let's see how Miles is going to respond.
Well, that one answers your question. That was a very good shot. Inside out, over wide long off for 6 runs.
Yeah, that's what confidence can do, Miles is brimming with confidence, spending a lot of time at the crease, facing a lot of balls. I'm sure he's seen that ball as big as a football at the moment.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, he'll be taking the confidence on, because that was not a bad delivery by any means by Brown. Ooh, and the luck is with Bascom here. That one was off the bottom edge as he attempted a pull, but it missed the stubs.
Well, when you're in form, luck tend to go your way, and I'm sure Miles will be the first to tell you that he worked very hard to get himself into some form, and he deserves whatever luck comes his way. So, not a bad delivery by Brown. Getting the inside half of the bat there as Miles was looking to pull that one, but result is 4 in the end.
But there's none. So Brown has bowled 4 deliveries 4 good deliveries, but he has gone for 10 runs.
Yes, he has been very consistent in those 4 deliveries. But what Miles would have done is came down the track and hit him over extra cover earlier.
This time he pulls straight to the man at deep mid wicket, Richie. He fires in a nice fat return. So 40 for 2 after 4.5 overs. Current run rate is 8.28 per over.
Yes, I'm sure Coach Bochum Stapleton, he will be hoping for this partnership. Two very experienced batsmen that they will take this innings deep as they look to recover from the loss of those 2 wickets in the power play. These are the 2 premier batsmen in Captain Miles Bascom and former captain Gideon Pope. So the game is definitely on at the moment.
This one wide, slightly down the leg side. So as usual, when the commentators pick up the bowler for bowling a good line and length, then something untoward tends to happen. They call it the commentator's course.
Well, this is showing the importance of rotating the strike with a left and right combination.
Sharp delivery ball there. Call wide. Interesting call there by umpire, but she's looking to square in for some information on that delivery. As you saw, Pope evading that short delivery, but that was probably a yard quicker than what he has bowled so far in the over.
Situation here, but it was a magnificent delivery. That one, bang on target, hitting about middle and off stump, and almost cutting, Pope in two. As he laid back, rocked back, and umpire Maria Abbott judging that one to be wide, and signaling 1 for the over. But it was a delivery with some serious venom behind it.
Yes,
and what you like to see from the fast bowlers, and it makes me tremble as a former fast bowler myself. Yeah.
Yes, we know you'll get excited with that one. Let's see how he follows up after that disappointment. Down the leg side, call wide. So he needs to settle himself here. He needs not to get overly frustrated and calm his nerves. And he'll be feeling a little bit aggrieved with that last one, but he needs to carry on.
Yes, he looks a little bit rattled, and as you can see, the experienced caddy Ned is going up to him, tapping him on his shoulder, giving him a hug and say, "Come on, you got to settle down. You're bowling well. Don't lose it now." And it's very important that the players recognize that and able to do that, and that was really good by caddy Ned. Let's see if he's gonna get him to calm down. He's bowling with good pace. He just need to remain focused here.
He follows up with a good delivery. They're pushing for 2, and they will get 2. That's excellent running. The shot didn't have much power on it. Very good running there by Pope and Bascom.
It's great to see in this edition that Pope has been really pushing hard for those 2s. And this is what confidence in a team brings. You see better cricket played, and they are playing some good cricket at the moment. But it was a really good over of good pace and aggression by Brown, and he still went for a few in the over, but he really put some effort, and he's up for this game.
Yeah, so that was an exciting over there, conceding 16 runs. But he said to himself that he bowled a lot better than that, and it was actually excellent batting by Bascom. Those deliveries early in the over that he took advantage of. That were just on a good length, and he advanced down the wicket, hitting 1 over wide long off for 6. So 9 runs and over, 45 for 2. There are 5 overs remaining. and they may be looking in the vicinity of 100, 110 runs based on where they are now, Botsy.
Yes, very, as we said earlier, very cagey game. This game is going to be a cagey one. Both teams, you know, it's really going for a win here today.
This one is swept straight to the man at deep backward square. Signal taken by Bascom. 46 for 2.
I think the result earlier today would have given the Grenadine Divers a lot of confidence, you know. Now this game has become even more important to them to win. So we are going to see an exciting game, I believe.
Short and pulled and 4 runs. No, there's a feel at deep square leg. I was obscured for a little bit there.
Yeah, that one was a bit short, but it didn't bounce as much as Pope was hoping. So he didn't get a lot of his bat onto it. Richie Richards is holding a good line here at the moment.
Yeah, so he's also bowling with a good length too. He's not bowling, although the last one that was pulled was slightly short. Even when he's orient in that regard, he's still keeping it very close to the batsman so they can't free up the arms. Struck down the ground by Pope. Good feeding by Abraham, keeps it to 1 run.
That's good over so far by Richie Richards. And let's see if he can close out the over. And Miles will be looking to take him on.
So Richards would want to finish well here now. Just one delivery left. Conceding only 12 so far in his spell. And it's almost as if I put the courts on him because he's been struck over wide long on for 6, shortest delivery. Good shot by Bascom.
Yes, that's the class there of Miles Bascom and the experience. And you put all of that with the form that he is in. He was able to just rock back in his back foot and just lift that one with a more of a vertical bat over long on for 6.
So very good shot there, and at the end of 6 overs they are 55 for 2. Bascom on 30, not out of 18 deliveries. Pope new to the crease still, 5 off 4. And these two would want to take it as deeply into the innings as possible with their partnership. As Braxy Brown this is. Remember that there are 3 Brown brothers on this Grenadine Divers team. Shem Brown, opening batsman, pacer Braxy Brown, and also pacer Razin Brown.
Yeah, Miles continue to show the value of getting yourself in and look to bat deep in the inning. He's playing a tremendous role in this 3rd edition for his new team, the Fort Charlotte Strikers, as we see Braxy Brown in the attack again.
Driven fiercely down the ground. And as I used to say before, not a man moved.
That, as we can see, as we look at the replay, that's all muscle. As that one, before Braxy Brown was through his follow through, that one was hitting the wall of the side screen, and that's the kind of power that Gidwan possesses, and that's why you will want to see him get himself in, because if he's in, he can be a real danger to the fielding team. And I'm sure Miles will be trying to keep him out there as long as possible with him.
Short again, and this one seemed to have rushed him, struck there by that one by Braxy Brown. So he can walk up a little bit of pace, Brown, without seemingly much effort. But no.
Yeah, this is good old-fashioned cricket, you know. Fast bowler gets struck, back pass him for 4. you know, he definitely don't like that. And the next ball, he's hitting the pitch hard and up in the rib neck area of Gideon Pope, who is looking to take him on as well. So this is exciting cricket here at Annisville playing field.
When this one comes off the inside half of the bat, beats Razin Brown at short fine leg and into the boundary for 4. And Braxy might be saying to himself, what am I doing to deserve this? Because I'm bowling a lot of good deliveries that are going to the boundary.
Exactly. He might be wondering, what does that mean here today? But Pope has shown that he's going to take on this bowling. Whether it's short, whether it's full, whether it's good length, he's going to go hard. And Braxy Brown continue to bowl with some good pace and venom here this afternoon.
Let's just have a look at that one. That is a smashing shot over backward square leg for 6. This time, Pope was ready for the short delivery and he dispatched it.
Yes, Pope is not one who is going to back down. He's a brave player and one who likes to dominate the bowling. And Braxy Brown, I'm telling you, he's bowling at a fair clip, you know. And Pope is probably saying that it's either you or me. You're going to have to break my steel cap here today. And Pope is definitely taking on the challenge here. This is exciting cricket. Old-fashioned, exciting cricket.
This time it's cut just down to the man at third man, who does excellent job. Oh, very good job there by, it looks like, Kenson. Very good feeling. He keeps it down to 2. And good running by Pope and Bascom again.
This is wonderful cricket and show, you know. It was a good delivery to follow up. Good length just on about that off stump going across. Pope who dabbed it wide of the man at third man, Kenson, he moved around to his strong side, being a left hand, and pull off a good bit of fielding, saving 2 runs.
This time it's edged down the third man. Oh, and it's dropped by Kenson. Came straight to him. He's settling on it. And he'll be very disappointed with that, because that was a very important wicket of Gideon Pope. And he would say that based on the bowling that we have seen there from Braxy Brown, that he deserved that one to be caught.
Yes, definitely. He will be wondering when is his luck is going to change, you know. We've seen a few catches put down off his bowling so far. But that was a regulation catch on the third man boundary. That one, Gideon Pope looking to go over the extra cover region. And that one peeling off the outside top edge, carrying all the way down to the man there at third man. And he was in such a comfortable position and spilled it. I'm sure that Gideon will be hoping that he make them pay for such a blunder. But a very good over by Brown in terms of aggression and effort. But no luck so far for him.
Yes, and in spite of his effort, he has gone for 33 runs off his 2 overs. He'll be disappointed with that, but his brother Razin is into the attack to bowl to Pope. This time is struck over long on for 6, well over the boundary, about 30 yards back, and that's another stupendous shot there by Pope.
Yes, and that one seems to have gone out of the ground, but you don't want to give batsmen like Pope a chance when they're in this sort of mode. He's going to make you pay. He's going to make sure that he maximizes. And that was a half volley by Brown, the other brother here, Razin Brown. He will be looking to either go full or wide of the off stump.
This time, this one seemed to have a little bit more pace on it. It was into the pitch, and Pope was able to get a single. So 79 for 2 after 7.2. And we said before that they might be looking for around 100, but they might be a little bit tired than that.
Yes, I'm sure they will be looking to get to triple figures. That one from Brown was a lot wider, asking Gideon to reach for it. And probably that's the line. If he's unable to bowl those Yorkers, that's the line he will have to bowl. Keep it away from Gideon, who is a very strong player.
And this is a remarkable shot. This one has gone further than the shot from Pope. And this one was by no means a half volley. Struck on the up from around the midriff with a straight bat, a high left elbow. And we definitely have that one as a contender for the play of the day, play of the match.
Well, when you see Miles play shots like this, you wonder why he retired so early. I mean, that was a shot from the top draw. You know, that was by no means a half volley. He stand up tall and just stroke that one with a vertical bat straight back over the long off region. Extremely good shot indeed.
Wide ball to follow up. Looking to get it out of his swinging arc. So 85 for 2. 2.5 overs remaining.
Razim is definitely under the pump here, you know. I mean, look at that shot.
And that's cut away over backward point, 4 runs. And Bascom is on the go. 40 of 20 deliveries.
Yes, we're definitely getting an exhibition. An exhibition here from Miles. I mean, this is class and everything at show. Class, form, everything you could think about. Miles have it out there at the moment. And that 6 over long off, I think it will take a lot of doing to beat that shot in the tournament.
Definitely.
I mean, this is great exhibition from the Annisville playing field. I'm sure the viewers are enjoying this.
And Brown is by no means bowling slowly.
Exactly. Brown, these guys are bowling at fair clip, and the pitch has a bit of pace in it, you know. So tremendous batting indeed.
So let's see how Brown responds. And this one goes over cover for 6 runs. And in the commentary box here, we also have his former opening batting partner, Romel Currency, is pouring on every shot.
Well, I think Miles is trying to show us that he can outdo that 6 that he hit over long off. I mean, he's really pulling out all his shots here today. And Miles is probably in the form of his life. I mean, let's see how Brown is going to respond. I mean, this is a serious onslaught here this afternoon.
And it is by no means bad bowling that is being dispatched. You know, you're taking good deliveries and turning them into 6 deliveries.
Yeah, it's just simply good batting. Simply good batting.
And he's beaten there as he attempted to repeat the shot down the pitch he was going, looking to go inside out with one of his favorite shots. So that's the end of the 8th over, 96 for 2. And now there is a possibility of 120 plus. Butsy.
Definitely, and I think Razim Brown will be giving thanks while he walk back to his fielding position here that that over is finished, you know, has been completed, because he really was under the pump, and they are definitely on target for 120, 130, and if these 2 guys bat these last 2 overs, I'm sure they are going to be closer to 140 than 120, the rate at which they are going.
That is very much a possibility, as we have Kenson Dalzell being introduced to the bowling from the formerly the E.T. Joshua Airport end. So he's bowling the 9th over of the innings. There's Man, a deep square leg, long on, long off. And this one is edged, but it doesn't go down to third man as happened in one of the previous overs. And he gets a single, brings Captain Bascom back on strike, who needs 4 runs to bring up a landmark of 50. It will be his second of the tournament if he succeeds in doing so.
Knowing Miles Bascom, he will be more thinking about maximizing these last 2 overs rather than, bringing up his landmark. He's not going to be pushing around looking to get those 4 runs to get to 50. He'll be looking to maximize and get his team to as large a total as possible.
It's fiercely, and that's 50 to Bascom. Very good effort there by Asif. Gives his all as usual. And that's also the 100 up for the team. 101 for 2. 50 to Bascom. Good now.
Miles definitely continue to show the value of getting in all in the innings and exploding as the inning goes on. And he's setting a good example here for the young batsman.
This time he punches this one straight. He get a single. So he's 50 that actually has been a part of a 75-run partnership between Pope and Bascom. And the 50 for Bascom came off his 23rd delivery. And Pope is 30 off 13 deliveries, striking at over 200 runs per 100 balls. So we could see some carnage as you mentioned in these last 9 deliveries, Botsy. Good dot ball there for the Grenadian Divers.
Very good line by Dalzell, who dropped Pope down there on the third man boundary, and Pope will be looking to make him. But Dalzell just banging that one in the pitch as Pope came down the track, and that one getting that extra bounce and beating his edge down back through to the keeper.
This one is quite short. No call there from the man at square leg, the umpire at square leg. So another dot delivery. Turning out to be an excellent over so far from Dalzell. Let's see if he can finish it well.
And Dalzell has decided that short and wide of the off stump is going to be his line of attack. So let's see if he can close out the over with 1 ball to go. And Pope will be looking to maximize here.
And that has gone for 6 over square leg. Shortest delivery by Dalzell, and Pope was there ready and waiting. Takes him on to 36 off 16, and the team up to 108 for 2 in the 9th over. Well, the end of the 9th over. 108 for 2.
I'm sure Pope will be telling Bassi, get a single and give me the strike there. Let me get a 50. Let me bring up my 50 here in this over as well. But these guys are batting well, very experienced pair, and the main part of the strikers batting, and they are certainly showing their worth. This partnership has been a punishing partnership indeed, and as we see Barnum come in the attack to bowl the final over. Remember yesterday that Pope really moved into him and took a serious blow into him.
So Barnum will bowl into Bascom. And that one is full. It's high. And it's just over the boundary. For a moment there, I thought that the wind would have held it up enough to make the possibility of a catch than offering, but it was just hit well enough to go over the boundary.
Yes, Miles can do nothing wrong at the moment. I don't think that one hit as well as he was hoping for it to hit on the bat, but it was long enough to go over the boundary with the wind almost bringing it back into play. A good start to the over by the strikers.
Good length ball there by Barnum. Although we have seen a similar length deliveries go over cover for 6 in this innings thus far. And as the tournament progresses, but so you're seeing that the cream of the batting in a lot of the teams, that it's rising up to the top. And the class players are showing their worth.
Exactly.
Another good delivery by Barnum. You could see Grant, the keeper, is furious at himself for missing that opportunity to run out Pope, as he didn't gather that one. Yes, Pope would have been short if he had gathered that and hit the stump.
A very good Yorker length delivery by Barnum. Seems as though he learned from yesterday. You know, let's see how he's going to approach. You know, his line of attack to Pope, who took him to the cleaners yesterday in that final over, and show that Pope is going to be looking to hit downwind. So let's see if Barnum is going to keep him full and wide of the off stump. Let's see if he would have learned his lesson after his flagging yesterday.
So 115 for 2. I dare say that if we have some lusty blows off these last 3 deliveries, they may even approach 130 or surpass that. But Barnum will have other ideas. That one is driven fiercely, but it will be cut off by the man on the sweeper cover boundary, Javin Williams. Good feeling by him. Not a bad over so far from Barnum in the context of what we have had in the last few.
Yes, this is a good last over by Barnum. You can see he made the adjustment from yesterday, looking to bowl good one full and wide of the off stump. Let's see how Miles is going to finish off this inning.
This one is right in the slot, and it has been deposited with interest over the long off boundary.
Well, not the area you want to bowl to a batsman who is on 50-yard not out and playing some of the best shots of his life. I mean, that was a nice juicy half volley, and Miles just had to get the bat through the line of that ball. As we see the bowler at the top of his mark rehearsing that golf swing straight back. And
so there's some concern here.
All the way out of the ground.
But see, from Pope, seeing that he's going to retire out, he's limping a bit there, so that may be of concern for the 4 Charlotte strikers, not only for today but for the rest of the tournament. As Kevin Peters comes to the wicket, he will not be on strike. So he's coming to run these last deliveries. Well, this last legal delivery of the innings.
Maybe it's possible that the chairman of selectors, Roger Harper, might be calling one Miles Bascom, wondering if he's available for the T20 World Cup. The way he's striking the ball here today. What do you think, Alanson?
Point before, he went to the UK on a T20 team to play against England. And this one has been flat batted for 6. Over long. And these sixes are not just clearing the boundary, they are proper sixes. They would be 6 on any ground even at the MCG. It's 128 for 2 after the end of 10 overs.
Well, we did say that they will be pushing well past 120. And Miles Bascom I'm sure Miles will tell you that he's in the form of his life. And another great innings indeed. Can't remember him getting a chance. So from my recollection, it's a chanceless inning with some good power hitting, some classy shots, and some effortless sixes and so on. So great batting indeed by the strikers. A wonderful partnership.
Yes, as we take a look at the scorecard, the classy innings by Bascom stands out at the top 69 of 29 deliveries, and that is the highest individual score so far for VPL 3.0 from the Ashes. Dream 11 VPL 3.0, and actually he had made 11 of 10 when he was caught wrong bowled Hooper, and Williams was bowled Richards for 6 or 4 deliveries. Pope, he was retired out for 37 or 17 deliveries, and Peters didn't face, he just came out for the last delivery, which was struck over the boundary for 6. So 128 for 2 after 10 overs, and the bowling for the Grenadine Divers, Botsy.
Bowling figures are not going to be looking too pretty for some of these bowlers. Asif Hooper, 2 overs opening the bowling, 8 dot balls, 12 runs, 1 wicket. Not a bad start to the innings. Kevin Abraham bowling the only over in the power play. 1 over, 2 dot balls, 9 runs, no wicket. Richards, 2 overs, 3 dot balls, 18 runs, 1 wicket. And the rest of the bowling is going to look really, really bad for the Divers at the moment. Braxy Brown, 2 overs, 3 dot balls, 33 runs, no wicket. But I must tell you that his figures did not say how well he bowled. He bowls some good aggressive balls at these 2 batsmen. Razim Brown, 1 over, 1 dot ball, 24 runs, no wicket. Dalzell, 1 over, 2 dot balls, 12 runs, no wicket. And Barnum bowling the final over, 1 over, 2 dot balls, 19 runs, no wickets. Fall of wickets, the first wicket fell at 21 and the second wicket at 27. And that was all the success in terms of wickets that the Divers had.
I mean, we were saying in that last over that Barnum, he had gone for 7 before he bowled his last 2 deliveries, but those last 2 deliveries went over the boundary, taking his figures up to 19 of his solitary over. So after 10 overs, we have had the 4 Charlotte Strikers innings, so they have gotten up to a total of 128 for 2. And Butler, how do you see this? Do you think the 4 Charlotte Strikers have enough, and the Grenadine Divers will not be able to surpass them?
Based on recent history in this tournament, it's going to be a very hard ask for the Grenadine Divers. They're going to have to bat out of their skin, out of character, to overhaul this total set here by the Strikers. It's by no means, impossible, but it's going to take some batting. It's going to take the opening pair to get them off to a good start and take some of that pressure off Captain Asif Hooper, who has been asked to do the bulk of the scoring in the last few matches that they would have played. But he will be hoping that his opening pair can give him a foundation so that he can go and bat with a little bit more freedom than he has been able to do in the last couple of matches.
Excellent. So when we come back, we will have the chase of the Grandin Divers. They will be looking to get 129, and that's their target, as we come back to match number 20 of the Dream 11 VPL 3.0 from the Ashes. We'll be back to you shortly with the chase. So welcome back to the Arnorsville playing field. We have some highlights of the 4 Charlotte Strikers innings where they got to 128 for 2 of their 10 overs. Hackshaw got them off with a nice cut shot in front of point. Nice wristy shot there for 4. And then he was hitting this one over mid-wicket for 6, the first 6 of the innings. Bascom going down the ground, nice extension of the arms, straight over long on for 6. And then Hooper got the wicket of Hackshaw of the leading edge caught at short mid-wicket. Roy Williams came to the crease, dispatching that one for 4 over the man in at mid-off. But he was quickly back in the hut inside of the inside edge there, being bowled. And Myers Bascom started to use his feet to the bowlers and started to hit some very good shots. That one was a bit fortuitous. That one went down to fine leg, for 4. And this one was struck fiercely for 6 over mid-wicket. And Pope had joined him at the crease, hitting that one straight down the ground firmly. And then getting the inside edge pass, the man at short fine leg down to the boundary for 4. And Brown was bowling quite quickly at this point, but he was pulled away over backward square leg by Pope for a massive 6. And then this one, Brown was very disappointed with that, as Kenson Danzel really should have caught that. And his brother Razine Brown coming into the bowling, and this over went for 24, including that fantastic shot by Bascom, punching off the back foot with a high left elbow over long off for 6. And then he went over backward point, and then over cover for 6. That was another fantastic shot there, excellent shot. A memorable one there by Bascom. And then he was down the pitch, again hitting this one in the gap, defeating the dive there by Asif Hooper. And another a bit of a miscued shot by Bascom, but he had enough on it to get it over the ropes. And then he struck this one over long off for 6. And this one again went over long on, and these were the last 2 shots of the inning. So the 128 for 2 before Charlotte Strikers in their innings. And we are about to have a resumption of play as umpires Abbott and Graves are walking out to the field. Umpires Abbott and Graves walking out to the field now. And pretty sure that the openers for the Grandin Divers will be out shortly. And so they will be in pursuit of 129. A very ballistic innings there by the 4 Charlotte Strikers. all guns were blazing, and they indeed backed up the name Fort Charlotte Strikers. Of course, Fort Charlotte in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a fort that overlooks the capital Kingston, established by the British. Interestingly, unlike many other forts in the Caribbean, the guns are pointing inland because they also wanted to protect themselves against the Kalinago people here as well. As we see a little huddle by the Fort Charlotte Strikers as they're about to go in defense of this total of 128. And the two opening batsmen are walking out now, Kadir Ned and Shem Brown. And I dare say that they will need to have a better start than they had in the previous game, where both were dismissed quite cheaply by the opening pair of bowlers, Ray Jordan and Rashid Frederick, thus leaving a lot of pressure yesterday on Captain Hooper. Here with me in the commentary box is Cricket West Indies umpire and former national Windward Islands and West Indies left-arm pacer, Dayton Butler. Good afternoon again, Dayton, and good afternoon to our viewers.
Yeah, good afternoon again. A very exciting batting display by the strikers, and as the tournament progressed, their team is looking more and more formidable in terms of the batting, and it's not a great sight for the rest of the teams in the tournament, but it's a great sight for people like us who are beyond the boundary at the moment. But I hope that these two opening batsmen for the Grenadian Divers would have, had a look at Miles, while they were feeling, and realized that they have more time available to them than they are really giving themselves credit for.
So the first delivery is punched down to mid-off. Quick feeling there by Ray. Keeps it as a dot delivery. Frederick into the bowling. He's bowling to Shem Brown. Shem will be very disappointed with that one. It was short down the leg side. There was nobody back behind square, or even from, behind mid-wicket on the onside. So that was 4 for the taking if he had hit it. This time he gets another short one, but it's a little bit outside the off stump, and it goes down to long on for a single.
Yes, the tactics that we have seen from Captain Miles so far in the tournament, he has been bowling both Fredrickson and Ray Jordan out in the power play. They are that's their two main threat of taking wickets, and they are looking to take all the wickets and peg the opposition back early, and that's how they are looking to build pressure as they defend their totals.
So this is a full toss bowled by Fredericks and fittingly put over the boundary by Kadir Ned, and he'll be happy with that start. 7 without loss.
Yeah, very good shot indeed by Kadir Ned. A nice low full toss, and it was very nice to see for once that he didn't run down the track early. So let's hope that this is going to settle him down and realize that he can spend some time and get runs once he don't give his wicket away. He's a very talented batsman himself.
This one is wide down the leg side, going for runs. Batsmen have time for 2 plus the wide, so that will be 3 wides in total. Needs to get his line corrected here, Frederick, but slightly might be the impact, as you said before, of the right and left hand combination, so he has to adjust every time the strike is rotated.
Yes, it's important that you keep rotating that strike, and the wind picking up again, it's going to push the ball down left.
This time he goes full again, but unable to find a gap between extra cover and mid-off was Ned, and just a single conceded. 11 without loss after 5 deliveries. Bring Shemron back into strike.
They need to score just under 13 and over, so not a bad start for them.
And this one is in the air. Oh my goodness. It eludes the fielder there. And that was a leading edge there. Seemed to have stopped the shot a little bit there, Shem, as we look at the replay. But that leading edge flew quite far in the end.
Yes, a good edge on that bat, and with the wind helping him to keep carrying the ball away from the fielder. He'll be happy that that did not go to hand. He's still there. They need to get a good start if they're going to challenge this total. Their top 3 batsmen are going to have to do the bulk of the scoring if they're going to get anywhere close to this total here today.
So that's the end of the first over, 12 without loss. And this is a matchup that we saw yesterday. Ray Jordan getting the better of Brown on that occasion. How could Brown answer him today?
Yes, this is a good matchup. I mean, I think this is the 3rd time we are seeing this matchup in the tournament. And he's going to look to come in hard, and Shem is going to be going hard. Let's see what's going to happen here.
This time he gets it down to the man at mid-on for a single. Sharp delivery on a length just around the top of middle stump. 13 without loss after 7 deliveries.
We see Gedwan Pope is still off the field. Let's hope that it is not a serious injury that he would have suffered. Because I think that will be a big blow to Fort Charlotte strikers going into the business end of this tournament if they're going to lose him at this stage. So he is with the physio. I'm sure they're working on him, but let's hope for the sake of the tournament. We want to see all the top players, continue right through this tournament and continue to show their worth and bring that level of quality that we want to see in our cricket.
So Ray took Kadir, not giving me anything in his half, shortish, pulled to mid-on, no run.
Yeah, Kadir would have found that he might have been short had that ball hit the stump, because he actually got stuck with his foot outside of the crease. Good reaction from the fielder there at mid-on.
This one goes flat and straight over the bowler, but not timed fully. They have time for 2. Flat throw by Frederick, but Shem was successful in crossing there. And it's an interesting field to Ned Butsy. And they have a slip in place, but they also have 2 feelers behind point on the boundary. And you're looking at them there. You have a man on the boundary at a very backward point and a 3rd man.
Yes, well, the pace that
shot. Magnificent shot down the ground by Kadir Ned. That one was full. He just extended the arms through the line of that delivery and played an immaculate shot.
Oh, that's a classical shot. That he was moving away from his stumps, and Ray looked to follow him, and he really just threw that one back past Ray in a flash. And I'm telling you, you're gonna want to make sure you don't miss this next delivery, because no fast bowler like to get struck back past them.
And he walks away to square leg. I think he might be expecting one that might be a yard or 2 quicker.
I think Kadir understands what is going to come next. So he's hoping to mess up rhythm, so that it's not as fast as Ray will be expecting it to be.
And this one is off on the edge, the bottom edge again. It goes down to the fine leg boundary. So fortune favoring the Brave, and Ned is definitely approaching this chase with some gusto. And so far the luck is on his side. So another boundary to him. So a good start so far by the divers in response.
I think Ned decided he's going to fight fire with fire. you know, he's gonna look and see where he see that small white dot, and he's gonna hit through that line. Because when the man is bowling that quick, that white ball becomes a dot, you know, it's really really small.
More like a table tennis ball.
Exactly. But so far, Kadir is showing that he's not, you know, overawed by the pace of Ray. He's going to really put up a fight here for his team, and this is good. This is a good sign. This is what we want to see from our players.
He's bowling. He has yorked him, so he goes for that full of a length. Kadir backing away, as he has done so far in his innings, and this time Ray was able to get the better of him, dismissing him for 17. As we have a look at that replay, Yorker, and that's wicked delivery there.
And that's what Ray can produce. You know, he can bowl some really good Yorkers, and Kadir, I'm sure he saw it. But that ball was through him before he played the shot. Let's have it through him before he was through the shot. And that was quick. And that was well pitched. Just on about that middle and leg stump. A good ball in there by Ray Jordan. But Kadir had no answer to that one. Not a bad start, but I'm sure they will be disappointing losing that wicket. As we see Captain Asif Hooper stroll to the wicket. He is one of those players who are enjoying a rich vein of form as well. So let's hope he can get going here today and we see a keenly contested match.
So Rashid to bowl. To Shem, no run taken. And as Asif was walking to the crease, you know, he's that type of mercurial type of player because of the passion that he puts into the game. And you could hear the cheering of the fans. I think he has a section of the crowd that is here to support him. And this one goes for 4 byes. Beats the batsman, beats the keeper, beats everybody. Quick delivery, full delivery right along the crease line. And as you see from the replay there, everyone was beaten. 4 runs to the total.
Yes, well, I expect the Grenadine divers to have a lot of support today. I mean, today being a public holiday, no one is able to go to the beach, so a lot of swimmers are here in the stand, you know, cheering for the divers. So.
And that's another wicket. Rashid takes the wicket. So again, just like we had yesterday, Rashid gets one of the openers, Ray gets the other. Are we having a repeat? Is lightning gonna strike twice?
Exactly, and this is you know, strikers. That's their game plan. You know, their 2 main wicket takers. The 2 main threat, bowling in the power play, looking to get those early wickets and build the pressure on the middle order. And this was not smart batting by Brown at all. I'm not sure where he was looking to hit that one. But Rashid was bang on target, and the result is what, you know, both he himself and the strikers would have been looking for.
So the new batsman is Kevin Abraham. Hooper and Abraham had a very good partnership, not in their last game, but the one prior to that, and they would need a very big contribution from these 2 in this game. Covers that one up nicely in an orthodox way. Does Abraham, he gets a single for his trouble, 28 for 2.
Well, you can see Abraham was, you know, starting to put that front foot and about that off stump, looking to sweep. But that one was nice and full and in a good area, and he just, you know, changed his approach at the last minute and just drop it just on the outside, and was through for a run.
So Asif goes to square leg for a stretch. about to face Rashid for the first time this innings. This one is called wide by umpire Graves. Looking to keep it away from the arc of Hooper. On that occasion was Rashid. Single down to long on. So 30 for 2 in the third over. One delivery remaining in the over. Both Hooper and Abraham fresh at the crease, having faced a single delivery each and having a solitary run each. This one is pulled but straight to the man at short fine, so there's no run. So 30 for 2 after 3 overs here. But see, in reply to 128 for 2, they're looking to get 129.
Well, when you're chasing, you know, in excess of 120, you're in your power play, you want to be minimum 10 runs and over. So they're more or less on target in terms of the runs, but I'm sure they'll be disappointed losing those two wickets in the power play so far. But 30 is not a bad start. If I can recall, the strikers, they would have been about 29 of their power play. So they're already 30 from 3 overs. So they're more or less on target. But we know the destruction that, you know, both Miles and Pope, you know, cause in the middle overs. So they will still have to make up those grounds.
And we don't want you to guess where he was struck there, as the replay will show now that all of us were quite quiet because, you know, the commentary box is filled with men, and the less said the better.
I can tell you when a spinner is bowling and hit you there, it hurts. So you can imagine a man bowling somewhere between 85-90 miles an hour. I mean, you can guess how it feels, you know.
And for some reason, everybody chuckles when it happens, except the man who it happens to.
Let's hope that he's going to be all right. Everyone watching always finds it funny. But the man who feels it knows it, you know. But
Indeed. He's still on the ground, receiving some treatment from the physio. And we will appreciate if he takes the time that he needs to get himself back after being struck in that particular region. There's no bone there.
Exactly. And funny enough, you know, there are some batters who bats without that guard. And sometimes you tend to ask them if they are crazy, and they say they're uncomfortable using it. They always say you rather be uncomfortable than sorry, you know.
Of course, and you could imagine what would have happened there if he were not wearing a guard. Well, let's not imagine. But you see the replay again. Quick delivery by Ray, lifting. He was a bit squared on, looking to turn it to the onside. And as soon as he was struck, he was searching. Probably he was searching to see if anything was missing that he should expect to see there.
Well, maybe it's a good thing that when he got struck, he started running, because they tend to tell you jump it out, right? So maybe that's what saved him. Okay, he ran and about 30 meters away from the crease. So all is well that ends well. Let's hope that he's back up on his feet. He looks like, you know, he's ready to go. But let's hope that he's gonna make repay for that.
And you're talking about being struck by a spinner. Sometimes, even if you're playing softball cricket and somebody is bowling slowly and he strikes you there, it is painful.
Exactly.
Far less to someone at the pace of Jordan.
Exactly.
And for some reason, they seem to be obsessed with this replay. I think I've seen it about 6 or 7 times now. Footage coming to you compliments ITFX SVGs.
Maybe Asif will ask for the footage sometime later to hold in his archive.
Absolutely. And he's back on his feet, ready to battle once more. Everybody's back in their fielding positions. The two fielders out, or the deep backward square leg, and the man at third man. So let's see how he goes now after being struck in the unmentionables.
And Ray is at the top of his mark, ready to come in again.
And this time, he dispatches it over the beating the man in the circle at final leg, and he also beats the man at deep backward square leg for 4 runs. That was a good shot.
Yeah, I can tell you now that was more or less a similar line. Hooper, maybe half of the pain would have gone with that shot, because he might be thinking that, okay, I get a bit of revenge there, but you know, Coach Ian Allen and all of Divers team will be hoping that he not only get that little bit of revenge, but he can stay there and win the game for them.
Sammy turns it on the onside, hobbling around, still hasn't recovered fully. He'll still be feeling the effects of that blow. And so it's 35 for 2 after 3.5 overs. He's calling for some water.
Yeah, and I think what Grenadine Divers should be looking at here, and it's, as we say, it is a replay of the last game, and they're in a similar position where they need to make sure that we do not get another wicket in this power play. Because this is exactly why Miles is bowling them in the power play, to take as many wickets as possible.
This one down the left side, let's see if there's any signal from umpire Abbott. No signal. The bat. So Abraham gets a single, 36 for 2 after 3.4. So as you said, Butsy, you'll be looking to break the back of the chase before, it gets too close towards the end. And this one is pulled away, not timed particularly well, so he wouldn't get a boundary. And they get time for 2 based on Hooper's immobility at the moment.
Well, Hooper is one who is known to, play the short ball really well. He pulls the ball really well. But, Ray's bowling pretty sharp at the moment. He's looking to still take on that short ball. So let's see how he's going to fare in the rest of this over.
Drive this one. I think that if he was feeling 100%, he may have gone for a quick single to the man at mid-off. So at the end of the power play, it's 38 for 2. Grenadine Divers in response to the 4 Charlotte strikers. They are chasing a target of 129, and so far for the Grenadine Divers, as we have a look at their batting, Shambrong was dismissed, bowled Frederick for 3 off 8 deliveries. Kader Ned was off to a blistering start, but he was quickly cut down by Jordan, who bowled him for 17 of 7 deliveries. And Hooper is there for 8. He's there on 8 of 6 deliveries, and Abraham is on 2 of 3. And bowling for the 4 Charlotte strikers, the 2 bowlers. Frederick 2 overs 1 for 15, and Jordan 2 overs 1 for 19. Wickets fell at 23 and 27 respectively. So far The innings looks a little bit similar to what we saw from the team batting first. And after the power play, the 4 Charlotte strikers were 29 for 2. Nigel Small comes on to the bowling, and he has been punched to extra cover off the back foot. That was a very good shot by Abraham.
Yeah, very good shot by Abraham. We saw Abraham play that inning a few matches ago, where he took the pressure of Asif Hooper, the captain. Played some similar shots through cover and stuff like that. So they will be hoping that he can get going here today again.
Comes forward nicely on this one, turns, open the face and gets a single to the man at backward point. So he has gotten 5 of the first 2 deliveries of Small, Nigel Small, who has just come into the attack. So 43 for 2 after 4.2. Captain Hooper now on strike.
Yeah, I'm sure Small will be one of the bowlers they would have discussed that they will be targeting. So let's see how they're going. Chasing a large total like this, you definitely have to target, certain bowlers who you're going to look to maximize against.
This one is pulled, but it goes straight to the man at deep mid wickets who does the fielding, Rashid Frederick. So a single conceded, 44 for 2.
Well, that's a similar stroke that Asif attempted yesterday against Small, and he stayed low and he got bowled. So Small will be hoping for the same today.
Looking to pull this one away through the onside, but the peel there negated by the fact that it was going down the left side.
Yeah, the angle taking that past the leg stump indeed.
A good delivery there by Small.
That one just holding the line and with the wind just straightening and going straight on. And it's good bowling by Small.
So far he's conceded only 6 from his 5 deliveries. Let's see how he finishes up. He bowls to Abraham. Goes for the pull once more, bottom edge. Chase on for the man at short fine leg, and it goes into the boundary for 4. So boundary of the last over, just keeping the Grenadine Divers in contention as we come to the end of the 5th over, Butsy.
Well, we have seen a lot of inside edges going for 4, So there were a few when the strikers batted, so I'm sure Grenadine Divers will be saying that they deserve a few as well. But it was a good over by Small. He kept a good line to Abraham after the first delivery that was struck for 4. And the game still in the balance. Both teams are jostling at the moment, for advantage. The next couple of overs are definitely going to tell us where this game will definitely head.
So the required run rate is now at 16.2 on over. The current run rate at 9.6 as we see the leg spin of Jaron Wiley being introduced to the attack. This one is driven. And it's gone for 4. Misfield by the man there at long off. And it's Ray Jordan of all persons. Not something that you see quite often. But that's 4 runs and it takes them on to 52. And at the end of the 5th over, the 4 Charlotte strikers were 45 for 2.
Yes, Ray Jordan would have been looking initially to come in and take a catch, but then he tried to step back and save the boundary.
Leading edge again this time, sharp single taken. Would have been interesting if there were a direct hit. What would have happened there?
Yeah, it's gonna take some serious power hitting, in these middle overs, right down to the end to get the Grenadine Divers across the line. So they're gonna have to set themselves up. Both batsmen are gonna have to really get themselves in and play those big shots, as Miles and Gideon, and both Gideon Pope, were able to do.
This one is quite full by Wiley, bowling a smart length. He has been guilty at times of dropping a little short, and of course as a leg spinner, he has been dispatched a few times from that length, but this one is quite full.
It's looking to spear that one down into the pads of the right-hander. Very unusual, action for a leg spinner.
And this one is in the gap. Oh, and it defeats the diving effort there by Shaquille Brown, who gave his all on that occasion. But that was very good placement by Captain Hooper, bisecting the two fielders there at long on and deep mid wicket.
Very good placement, and I think he's still struggling a bit from that blow that he received earlier, because usually Asif will be hitting those balls out the ground for six. So let's hope he can get his timing back again, because they will need him to keep going for as long as possible if they're going to get anywhere close to this target of 120.
Loud appeal from the bowler there. A judge not out by umpire Abbott as we look at the replay. Striking him just around leg stump, so seemed as if it would have gone on to miss the leg stump. And this one now has been struck. Is it caught? Very good catch there. Well judged by Brown. He may have thought it was going over his head at one point, but it hit into the wind.
Yes, well, I think that's the line of attack that, Wiley, the instructions that Wiley would have been given to bowl the ball into Asif's legs, force him to hit against the wind, which is going to be more difficult than hitting with the wind. And a good, well-judged catch there by Shaquille Brown. A big wicket indeed for the strikers, a big loss for the divers. And the other batters are definitely going to have to step up here now if they're going to get anywhere close to this total, as we see Javid Williams stroll to the wicket to join his partner
Abraham. So the two of them at the wicket now, and they require of the remaining 4 overs about 70 runs, 71 runs. So that's a lot from 4 overs. The required run rate is actually at 17.75. So they need some big overs, 20 plus. Let's see how small goes. And he seems to be getting that ball, as is the case with a lot of the off spinners who bowl from this end, especially today with the blustery wind, to hold its line to the right-hander.
Yeah, getting some good drift away from the right-hander with the wind, bowling with the wind here, going up from leg to off.
And this one has been swept into the gap. 4 runs there by Abraham. It's a shot that he favors, and he usually executes it pretty well. That's a good shot.
Yeah, he's a good sweep of the ball. He picked that one up from about middle and off and swept it, over the man behind there on the 45. And it's a good shot. And we see Miles Bascom now is looking to block that productive shot of Abraham, asking him to do something different. Let's see if Abraham is going to look to back away and go over the extra cover region with the sweeper in.
Oh, and this one, the keeper, he gasped in amazement as the fact that wasn't ball, but it was a very good delivery, as you see it from the replay.
Yeah, that was a quicker one, right over the top of the middle stump. Abraham backing away, looking to capitalize on that offside.
This time he punches it off the back foot. Fielded there by Captain Bascom. Single taken, 62 for 3 in the middle of the 7th over. And they require 19.8 from here. It's going to be a tall order, Botsy.
It's a big ask, to ask a batting that has not really been put under this kind of pressure before, to make this kind of chase, it's going to be a tall order. But nonetheless, they're still in the game. They still have to bat themselves.
And we saw this from Javid yesterday. Quite often when he goes to hit the ball quite hard, he loses his base and ends up falling through the shot to keep himself a bit more steady to get the power. Driven down to long off. Return comes in, so it's 63 for 3. One delivery remaining in over number. Actually, that's the end of the over. So 64 for 3 after 7 overs. The 4 Charlotte strikers at this stage, interesting, was 72 for 2. So the difference between the two teams at this stage is not that large, but with the striking of Pope and Bascom towards the end of the innings, they really got a lot from their last few overs, and hence the required rate now being 21.67 needed by the Grandin Divers. Wiley bowling his second over. He'll be bowling to Javid Williams. Drives this one down to long off. So when he gets a single, brings Abraham back into strike. So 21 needed per over. 22 needed now with that single.
Yeah, we're in the 8th over, and I think Divers have hit 1 6 so far, compared to 12 sixes that was struck by the strikers.
This one is placed nicely in the gap. They really should have been trying to get 2 runs there, but still a single, so 66 for 3. You were saying, Botsy?
Yeah, and that is the real difference in this game so far. Those maximums. Divers haven't been able to hit many.
So Javid gets another single. And the 4 child strikers would not mind these singles, with the required weight being well over 20. The singles will not hurt them at all. Slug sweep attempted there. Quick single. Good throw by the keeper to the bowler, but he wasn't able to gather.
It's with every dot ball or every single, the rate is going to keep climbing. So unless they're able to hit those sixes that we saw in the strikers inning, it's going to be really difficult for them.
Yes, and it's well over 24 runs and over now, because it is 60 runs from 13 deliveries. So just about 26 or 27 runs per over. Which means that if you hit every ball left for 4, you will still not win. So they need to clear the boundaries in order to still be in with a chance. That is what we saw there from Abraham, an attempt to clear the boundary. 2 runs being taken as Bascom chases this one down to the fine leg boundary. So 71 for 3 after 8 overs. The Grenadian Divers require another 58 runs from 12 balls. And they need to go at about 28 or so runs and over. Actually 29 runs and over, exactly.
Yes, very, very tall order indeed. I'm sure they would have been hoping that Captain Asif would have been able to play a typical innings that he would have played in the past. You know, hitting those sixes. But I think he was shook up all the way with that blow, and I don't think he actually recovered in terms of the composure in his batting from that. So a lot of damage was done in the power play tremendously.
So Shaquille Brown being introduced to the bowling for the first time. He'll be bowling the 9th over. 71 for 3. 58 needed in 2 overs, 29 runs and over. Javid Williams will be on strike. He's on 4 or 5 deliveries.
Not a bad time to come into the attack at all. With the required weight being 29 runs and over, you can come in and relax and really just put the ball where you want it.
And I was just about to say loud appeal and he's not out, but he had ventured out of his crease, maybe just to offside the umpire there with that appeal, which was pitching outside leg stump, so shouldn't be out. But the keeper with a good take, Haksha, and then he effected the run out with a direct hit as we see here in the replay.
Yeah, umpire Graves are judging that one to have pitched just outside the leg stump. Good alertness shown by the keeper as he got down low and stopped that delivery that came off the pad, and very accurate with his throw, still having his gloves on his hand. And Javid was well short of his crease, and he unfortunately have to go by the run out route. So the strikers continue to play some good cricket. With every game they play, they are becoming more and more one of the favorites for this tournament. It shows that anyone can win this tournament. There are maybe 4 or 5 teams that are playing some good cricket, you know, and so you can't write off anyone.
Absolutely, all the teams will be just trying to make it into the top 4, and still some action to go here in the preliminary stages of Dream 11 VPL 3.0 from the Ashes. Brown continues to Richie. And now he has hit that first ball for 6. He came in yesterday in a similar position and he hit some lusty blows, and he has come in with that confidence, and that back-length ball was hit straight back over the bowler's head for 6.
I think he's still angry from yesterday, you know, not being able to finish off the inning. And was a good shot straight back over the bowler's head, as straight as you would like to hit the ball. There is never a fielder behind the bowler's back. So good start by Richie Richards, and he's coming into a bit of form late in the tournament. Let's see what Shakil is going to, if he's going to bowl his slow ball.
So said, so done. That one would seem to be a little bit slow outside off stump, but see.
Yes, that seemed like it was his slow ball. But the strikers, they're looking pretty organized at the moment.
They're looking like a team now that is gaining a lot of confidence. They have won 4 on the bounce, and this is their opportunity to win 5. And they're definitely gaining a lot of confidence and maybe peaking just at the right time in the tournament.
And when you look around, you will realize only Miles and probably Shaquille Brown was added.
Slow delivery there, beating Richie as he attempted to go down the ground.
Yes, as I was saying, what you will realize is probably Miles and Shaquille for the main players who were added to this to this Fort Charlotte Strikers, but it shows the importance and the value of maturity, you know, in any team and strong leadership, you know, and that's what, you know, they have brought a special miles.
I concur with that. Another appeal. And you see Richie's technique, he stands very far outside the leg stump. So that's a good line to be bowling there. Even though he takes a step over, he's still outside leg stump when by the time the bowler is delivering. So that's a good line there being bowled by Browning, considering that fact.
Square leg in and the third man going back. Because the most that will happen there, you'll get an edge down to third man. And it's very difficult for him to take that line and hit it wrong to square leg.
Yes, it'll be very difficult indeed unless you are A.B. de Villiers.
Exactly, if you do something unorthodox and paddle it or something like that. And sweep the fast bowler. But game tamely going, ending very tamely so far, limping to our end. The Strikers have this one very much wrapped up, and they will be heading to the top of the table after this one.
Absolutely, although they would have a few games out front in terms of having played the most games in the tournament, but it's good to be at the front, and they will be at the top of the table after this fixture. And it's good to be at the top. You have everybody else chasing you. And the required run rate is actually now 51 runs needed of the last over.
Well, there's nothing like sitting at the top and watching down below. And that's where they're going to find themselves, you know. But what you want to hope is that in the end, nobody push you off the top of that where you have found yourself. You want to stay at the top at the end of this tournament.
That's very true. Also, when you're at the top, you're a target for those below. But you still prefer to be there than to be down below trying to get there.
Exactly. It's always crowded at the bottom, you know. The top is where the room is, so you want to stay at the top.
So, Keaton Lave will go the last over. He's bowling to Richie Richards. One has been picked up. 4 runs. Seem to burst through the hand of the man there at square leg, backward square leg, Chelsea. So as we look at the replay,
I think that one was through his hands before he was ready for it.
Stylishly played there by Richie. Ristily played that one backward of square.
Yes, a good shot indeed by Richie. The bowler, I'm sure, will say he should have been out, but he picked up that one well and timed it well. The fielder there at square leg probably kept napping a bit. He was not quite ready for that catch.
Well, I was about to say that knowing Richie, even though they need 47 from 4 deliveries now, he'll be trying to see how if he can hit 4 sixes all these 4 deliveries.
He has not. It's all about him trying to get some fun by hitting a few sixes.
My goodness. And if you're technical, you will say that is a drop catch because it went into his hand, it hadn't bounced. But that was almost self-preservation there by Frederick because that was struck fiercely to him at short mid-wicket.
I think he was protecting both his forehead and his cap on that occasion. That one was hit fiercely, and he was pretty short there at mid-wicket. But a good attempt in the end by him.
Yes, it would have been a brilliant catch if it had stuck. So 2 deliveries remaining, just to do the formalities of finishing off this game. And just for the fun of it, the required run rate is now 138 runs per over. So statistically impossible by any mathematics. I was about to say that another 130 or so wides might help. So if he bowls about another 130 wides, the game will not end, and you know the divers will still be in it.
I think Lavia decided he's gonna keep us on just a bit longer, and then no pressure at all, and yet bowling wide. So I'm only thinking that he just wanna prolong the game a bit more.
Well, there's a good crowd here. Maybe there's somebody here who's watching him, who wants to see him, and that's a very good catch by Sealroy Williams, and you see the celebration by him. Sealroy taking that catch on the deep, long off boundary, and that's the end of Richie. As you see the replay there, a good movement, nice safe catch, well done by Sealroy.
Yeah, Sealroy just lying down on that one, looking to do something brilliant. I think he was there, you could see him there searching for the play of the match.
I think you would have to fight very hard to beat some of the things that we have seen in this match so far.
I'm telling you, he has some things to beat. But good safe catch in the end. Another wicket for the strikers. Good wicket for Lavia.
So this is the final delivery of match 20. And this one is pull. There's no final leg. That's 4 runs to Abraham. And the Grenadian Divers end up on 89 for 5. They were in pursuit of 129. They have lost by 39 runs. And that's the end of the game. What do you make of that, Butsy?
Yeah, comfortable win in the end by the 4 Charlotte Strikers. And I think this game was won in the first innings in the batting. And Gideon Pope. It was a blistering partnership, some really good stroke play. Not the worst bowling that display you would have seen, but some really good cricket shots.
Absolutely, and I don't think the Grenadian Divers, they usually bowl fairly well. You know what you could expect from them with the ball. But the quality of the batsmanship that we saw from Bascom in particular, and also Pope, really made their job very difficult, where good deliveries were being dispatched over the boundary and to the boundary quite regularly.
Exactly. I think today they ran into 2 batsmen, one in the form of his life, very classy, a classical, kind of batsman in Miles Bascom, and a very strong and powerful hit of the ball in Gideon Pope. And both of them put on a tremendous display for the viewers and the spectators here at the ground. Look for everyone to
28 for 2. The innings was buttressed by Miles Bascom, 69 not out of 29 deliveries, and Gideon Pope 37. He had to retire out, and they will be hoping that he is fit and ready for the next game. He made 37 off 17, and the Hooper, he took 1 wicket for 12 off his 2 overs. Captain Asif Hooper. Of his 2 overs, and in their chase, Kevin Abraham was not out on 24 of 18. By that time, things were basically already a foregone conclusion, and Hooper had made 18 of 12. Ned had started very promisingly and quickly with 17 of 7, and Curtin Lavey, he bowled 1 over 1 for 11 at the end. So the 4 Charlotte Strikers have won by 39 runs, and that puts them at the top of the table with 12 points, Butsy.
Not a bad place to be in, indeed, by the 4 Charlotte Strikers. They would have struggled in the first and second edition of this VPL, and for them to be on top of the table with a few rounds of matches remaining. And I'm sure that Coach Bochum Stapleton and manager Parnell Brown, will be very happy. They will be very comfortable where they are at the moment, and they will be hoping that the boys can carry on and finish the tournament.
All right, so we'll be back tomorrow for match day 11, where we have games 21 and 22 in the Dream 11 VPL 3.0 from the Ashes. In the first game, the Derby Explorers will take on the Grinding Divers, and you will be with me here, Alanson Cruikshank, for that one. And in the second game, Lassufre Hikers will be taking on the Sorbonne Breakers, and Stacey and Adams will bring that game to you. So that is it for us today at the Dream 11 VPL 3.0 from the Ashes. It's goodbye from me, Alanson Cruikshank, and all the others here, and also from ITFX SVG.
No, that's a God will collide. Hear them shout, spirit time.